What's up YouTube, WK Dad, Team DKF here with the update on my Gundams, the collection I had left from showed you guys a couple months ago. These are actually the action figures, they're not the models that Defiant Freedom puts together. I never had the patience to put those together, but these are for trade or for sale. My wants will be in the description bar. I have them all pre-packaged up with their weapons and other accessory. So this is Char's Zaku. Here's what he looks like. I'll move this out the way so you can get it on the background, darker background. And have all of his weapons here. Bazooka, his machine gun, his heat blade, whatnot. Next up is the GM Sniper from the 08 MS team. Here he is, this sniping rifle here. That's what he looks like. He got his shield and beam saber, everything else in here. Next is the RGM-79N GM Custom. And without taking him out the bag, see what he looks like. Got his shield, his beam saber, his guns. Yeah, like I said, I got these in bags so I can keep their weapons all together. Like a dummy, I opened all the packages and had them like displayed on a bookshelf. And didn't leave them in the package, but you know, they're unplayed. I just had them like posed up on a little bookshelf in our old house. Next is RX-79 Gundam, like one of the original guys. Here's what he looks like. And then of course, got his backpack and his gun and see if they can get that, all that. Yeah, gun and his shield and beam saber all in there. Next is the MS-18 Kampfer. Here's what this dude looks like. Got his bazooka. He has these little weapons on his legs. Then of course I have his accessories, his mine whip, and his other guns. So yeah, like I said, the ones will be in the description bar. So this must be an offer. This is Gato's Gelgoog, whatever. Shout out to Hefty for the plastic bags. But yeah, this is what he looks like. Got his shield. And he has a little thing on his back to hold his heat blade. He has a detachable hand. I don't know why that is. But you see he has both of his hands. But yeah, here's his heat blade, or his heat axe, whatever they were called. And we'll go on to the next one. Squeeze the air out of these. Keeps the dust out, you know. Those are not on display anymore. This is one of the original guys, the MS-09 Dom. Because he has his oversized gun. And he has his heat saber, beam blade, whatever on his back. So yeah, he's pretty kick-ass. He's like, yeah, what's up now, bitch? Let's get back in there. So yeah, if you trade these will be sent with delivery confirmation. And like I said, they're for sale for trade. Got the RX-77 Guncannon. Here's this guy. Got his gun, and that's what he looks like. This is like another one of the original dudes. You go on eBay, a lot of these things are pretty high, even though they're just action figures and not the master grade or perfect grade models. I mean, these, like I collected these back in the early 90s. So, you know, a lot of these are like over 10, 15 years old, and I still have their accessories, so that's why they're pretty high. So think twice before you offer for them. Here is Gundam GP01 Fullburnern from the Stardust Memory, I think the movie or whatever it was. But here's his heat blade and his shield and his guns and all that. Have all of his accessories. See what we got here. MS-05 Zaku. It's another Zaku. So these guys like fully detached. They're not exactly models, but I mean their arms, their legs, everything comes off. So like if I pull one out and like the arm is missing, you can just pop it back on. I don't know how good the camera can get that, but if you can see the little peg in there, like these things like come almost completely apart. So everything pops back on. But yeah, there's his heat blade on his hip, his twin missile launcher, and he has a few other guns in the bag, like all of them do. Next is Gundam GP01. Trying to go through this quickly, guys. I was gonna just pull them all out the bag beforehand, but I didn't want to mix them up again and have to research who's what weapons go to who, and all that. But here he is. Here's his heat blades, or beam saber, and let's see. Where's his gun? Okay, yeah, his gun is in the box. I have to get his gun out. Like I said, I have extra weapons. I got some on eBay because I didn't know where they were, or they were broken or something. But yeah, I ordered like extra pieces, so I have that. I ordered that off eBay. It was like $2 just for that little stupid gun, but I got it. It's in the box. Here is RX-78, one of my favorite Gundams from the series. He has a little lollipop looking spear thing. Dang, this thing is 8 minutes already. And see, like, pop his arm off, and then pop it back on. So yeah, they come apart. And then inside here you see his beam saber and his guns and his rocket launcher or bazooka cannon thingy, whatever it is. It's gonna be longer than I thought. Crap. Here's one of the JAGD Doga, JAGD Doga, whatever, MSN-03. One of the beefier dudes. So yeah, he's pretty beastie. He has this little sword and big gun, little rocket pods on his back, little shield, or on his shoulders. And I'll grab his brother. Well, I may have traded his brother. No, I still got his brother. this same thing, but he's red. Here he is, and here's his little machine gun, and there's his heat blade, and he comes with some little mines. They both come with mines, like 3 or 4 of them, something like that. Sorry for the length, guys. Like I said, I didn't want to lose these. Last time I pulled everything, last video, I pulled everything out and laid it on the table all nice and neat. But then it took me 2 hours to go through and find the weapons because it was just a mess. Here's Gundam Easy 8 from the 08th MS team, that series. It has his backpacks. The backpacks, you know, you fit them together. The other part. And then you store the weapons, you know, inside the backpack. You know, I guess you pretend like pulls it off or whatever, but yeah, here's him and his guns and beam saber all in there. RGC GM Guncannon, or GM Cannon 2 from the movie again, Stardust Memories. Check what he looks like. It's kind of chubby. Got a little machine gun there, little guns on his back. And he comes with a shield and a beam saber and another gun. Gundam Desert version. This is another one of the higher end guys. Like I said, even though these are just action figures, these things are very old. So it's on eBay, and mint condition Desert Gundam. The mint condition still in the box is like 85 bucks. So I wrote the prices of these mint condition is 85. But since they're open, you know, it cuts about 30% of the value, something like that. But yep, here he is, his backpack. This one's still complete. He has his weapons in there still. A gun, another bigger gun right there, and beam saber, whatnot. RGM 79 GGM. I don't think I need to pull him out. But yeah, here's his rocket launcher right here. His heat blade. His gun. Maybe I should do that at the beginning. It's faster. Here's a Desert Gouf. Is another one of the higher end guys. Since it's from the beginning series. $75 mint condition, unopened in the box. About 30% of that value since it's been opened. But here he is. Here's his heat blade. He has a whip. Oh, that glare is nasty. I have to show this one off. It's pretty cool. But yeah, he has like a little whip attached to his hand. His blade, and little guns in his fingertips. Yeah, but then again, there's this heat blade in the bag. And finally, MSN-04 Sazabi. I actually got this back. It was traded, but then I don't know, the guy made some excuse like his parents didn't want him to trade stuff online, so he sent it back, and I had to send him back his money. It was pretty stupid, but so yeah, it's for trade again. I'm just glad I got all the pieces back because it was a pain in the butt. But yeah, like I said, all these come apart. You can pull the weapons apart. So he has like a little heat axe, or you know, he powers up like a Super Saiyan 12 in giant, you know. And then this dude is pretty beefy. And he comes with little mines. And then he comes with another powered up heat axe and a kick-ass gun. Alright guys, that's my little Gundam collection. Again, wants will be in the description. So offer, don't make stupid offers. These are all pretty old, especially the higher end ones, because like I said, they're 15 years old. You know, I got them when my oldest son was just a baby, so you can imagine how old they are. My son is be 18 soon, so yeah, when he was a baby. So yeah. Alright, Dub K Dad, Team DKF. Shout out to Sharks fan. I'm still need these, so if you got them, I want them. Even include them in the deal for Gundam along with cash cards. And I'm out. Peace.